At the evening gala, just as I was intoxicated by the stage performance, a husky suddenly rushed out, bit my trouser leg, and unexpectedly spoke human words. "Kid, stop watching. My owner is the school beauty. I beg you, hurry and go save her. Liu Ryan put something in her cup. If you save her, I can play matchmaker for you too." Hearing this, my brows instantly furrowed. I thought I had meditated too long before sleep last night and was hallucinating. Woo, can you understand dog speak or not? Forget it, this guy looks pretty stupid too. I'd better find someone else. Seeing this, I tentatively asked, unsure, "Are you the one talking? Is your owner perhaps yawning?" The husky's eyes immediately lit up. "You can actually understand dog speak. Great, follow me quickly to save my owner." Seeing him run forward without looking back, I had no choice but to follow. I just arrived at the outdoor swimming pool when I saw a stunningly beautiful girl sinking into the water. I hurriedly jumped in. A drowning person finding a lifeline will always hold on tight. Yi Wanning was the same, her arms wrapped around my neck, her bright red lips pleading unsteadily in my ear. "Please, take me away, okay? I just remembered." The husky said she was drugged by Liu Ryan. In my past life, it was today that I wanted to confess to Liu Ryan. But just as I walked out of the banquet, I saw Yi Wanning jump from the building, and Liu Ryan died in a car accident a month later. I didn't expect Liu Ryan was actually connected to Yi Wanning's death. While thinking, I carried Yi Wanning and headed towards my home. But seeing me head straight for the bathroom, the husky behind me immediately got anxious. "If you dare bully my owner, I'll bite you to death." I rolled my eyes speechlessly. "Please, why don't you look at who is clinging to whom right now?" The husky tilted his head to look, and felt that it actually seemed to be the case. At this moment, Yi Wanning became restless again, hugging my neck and rubbing against me frantically. "I feel so bad ... Please help me ... My body is so hot ... However, I remained unmoved and placed her into the bathtub filled with cold water. Fortunately, the cold water was effective on her. Yi Wanning's reason gradually returned. Her face flushed red instantly. I immediately turned around. Student Ji, I'll go find some clothes for you." After saying that, I stood up and went out. "Student Ji, I put the clothes at the door, okay?" "I got it." Hearing this, I moved to the door side and looked at the husky. "What is your name? Why can I understand you speaking?" "My name is Yuan Bao. As for why, I don't know either." Could it be that seeing the Yi school beauty jump off a building traumatized me so much that I was compensated with rebirth and a superpower? But doesn't rebirth usually happen after dying? That day I just went up to the roof where Yi Wanning jumped, and then someone pushed me from behind ... Wait. After thinking for a while, I successfully made myself hungry, so I cooked instant noodles. "Student Ji, I made instant noodles. If you are done, come out and eat some." I need to wait a little longer. "Lin Fan, can I stay at your place for tonight? If anyone comes looking for me tonight, can you say I'm not here?" No matter who it is, I nodded thoughtfully, "Sure." However, as soon as I spoke, the room door was knocked on. The husky instantly became alert. I signaled him to go under the bed. Then I took out my phone to check the surveillance outside. The person who came was actually Liu Ryan. "Lin Fan, I know you are inside. Open the door. I have business with you." But I remained unmoved, just based on the fact that this woman drugged Yi Wanning tonight. I couldn't possibly open the door for her. Thinking this, I adjusted the camera angles on my phone. The view suddenly settled on the stairwell door. It looked normal, but there was a human-shaped shadow underneath, meaning someone else was hiding in the camera's blind spot. At this time, Liu Ryan outside was still banging on the door. "Lin Fan, I saw you. Actually, I've liked you for a long time. Open the door so we can talk properly, okay? No need to talk. I don't like you. If you don't leave, I'll call the police." Liu Ryan looked speechless. "Aren't you a trainee police officer yourself?" I remained unmoved. "Hello, police uncle. There is a woman knocking on my door harassing me at midnight. I suspect she wants to seduce me into making a mistake. Please come save me quickly." Liu Ryan heard my voice. She stood there for a moment. "Lin Fan, you're really something. I'm leaving. Don't you regret it?" "I won't regret it. You leaving makes me happier than anything." Subsequently, I saw Liu Ryan turn and leave on the monitor, and the shadow in the stairwell disappeared with her. Sure enough, there's a big problem here. If I remember correctly, At this time in my past life, Liu Ryan had already secretly hooked up with Yi Wanning's second brother. Since Yi Wanning said that earlier, she must know something. Just then, the bathroom door opened. I turned my head and saw Yi Wanning slowly walking out of the bathroom. Eat something first, and then tell me why you were plotted against by Liu Ryan. Yi Wanning, sitting opposite, looked confused. How did you know it was Liu Ryan? Actually, your dog told me. He was also the one who found me and asked me to save you. Yi Wanning naturally didn't believe it, simply thinking, I just didn't want to explain. Actually, I don't know who the specific culprit is either. I only knew there was a problem with that glass of wine. After speaking, her expression looked a bit unnatural. Can I sleep at your place tonight? I nodded. It's possible. But what do you think about the Liu Ryan matter? Do you have any evidence? It's not that I don't believe you. I just want to ask if there is concrete evidence. If not, I'm afraid no one in my family will believe me. Actually, I am just a child switched at birth into the Yi family. Now that their biological daughter has returned, I, the fake one, am superfluous. No one will speak for me without evidence. You're right. I will leave tomorrow and see if there are any jobs that provide room and board. Then just stay here. I'll put up a curtain in the middle of the bed later. No need. I trust you. By the way, that real heiress of the Yi family, how is your relationship with her usually? Also, do other members of the Yi family have a habit of keeping pets? Yi Wanning shook her head. No. Only I raised a husky. The real heiress who returned is called Yizweru. Our relationship is ordinary. I had checked all this information in my past life. What was suspicious was that, after Yi Wanning died, minus one of them seemed to not remember Yi Wanning at all. And in the incident report from my past life, this Miss Yi was still a virgin, but had multiple whip marks on her body. But when I checked in the bathroom earlier, there were no whip marks at all. Intuition told me it might be related to the shadow hiding behind the stairwell door. I am a trainee police officer. I can help you. I hope you can be honest with me too. Just now, why did you say that no matter who looks for you, say you aren't here? I'm not sure either. I just felt the person who drugged me wouldn't let it go so easily. Seeing she seemed truly unaware, I had to place the breakthrough point on Yuan Bao. Yuan Bao, come help me smell the doorway and see if there's any familiar scent related to your owner's safety. The husky immediately nodded its head. Seeing this, I said to Yi Wanning, I'm going out to walk the dog for you. Remember to lock the door. The computer there can see the surveillance outside. I took Yuan Bao to the stairwell. Unexpectedly, just after sniffing for a moment. No good, the perfume smell here is too strong. This dog can't smell anything. I looked around for traces. The opponent was indeed premeditated. Not only covered the scent with perfume, but also specially treated the shoe prints. Suddenly, a cat's meow interrupted my thoughts. Scared me to death. But I smiled happily. Just as I had guessed earlier, I could indeed understand the voices of all animals. Thinking this, I immediately asked, Kitty, did you see anyone here just now? Hearing my question, the cat's fur bristled instantly. Ah, human, you can actually understand what I say. Seeing me nod, it shook its cat head. This cat didn't see anyone. But there is a car outside. Oh. The car was shaking very hard. The man in the car also said Ryan is so soft. Do you guys want to go check it out? My eyes lit up instantly. I immediately went to the balcony edge. Sure enough, I saw a Rolls-Royce parked in the distance, and a few dark figures were standing nearby, seemingly guarding the surroundings. I silently took out my phone and took a photo of the license plate. Back in the room, I quickly found information about that car. The owner is the manager of a listed company named Zhao Defa, and in the events he recently attended, I discovered Liu Ryan and the Yi family's second young master were present. At this time, Yi Wanning walked out of the bathroom with a flushed face. Come look, do you know this person? Yi Wanning walked over and looked carefully, finally shaking her head. I don't know this person. But why next to him? Is my second brother Yi Sihan's name? I just simply consolidated the news related to Liu Ryan. Heard she was chasing your second brother before, so I wrote it down in passing. Let's leave it at that for now. Sleep first. Afterwards, I went to use the toilet. I saw Yi Wanning, showing only her head, had spread out over most of the bed for herself. I couldn't help smiling. Student Chi, you don't have a habit of hugging things while sleeping, do you? Yi Wanning blushed. Should be no. But the next morning, I was crushed by something. And she said she sleeps peacefully. Blame myself for giving her too much security. I subconsciously rubbed against it. Not only soft, but also fluffy. Fluffy. I suddenly realized and opened my eyes abruptly. I saw a husky lying on top of me. Holy crap, who let you on the bed? So heavy, treating my kindness like donkey liver. My owner made breakfast for you and went out. Why aren't you up yet? Your owner went out. Then why are you still here? Owner wants me to follow you today. Don't think about locking me at home. Otherwise, I will tear your house apart. I ignored him. I saw a note beside me. A company notified me for an interview today. I can't take you on bow. Please help look after him for a day. If it's inconvenient for you, just lock him at home. Seeing this, I was a bit helpless. I had to take you on bow to work later. Coincidentally, Liu Ryan called at this time. Liu Ryan, is there something else? Lin Fan, treat me to dinner tonight. Why should I treat you to dinner? Unexpectedly, Liu Ryan smiled instead of getting angry. Lin Fan, don't think I don't know. The Yi School Beauty stayed overnight at your place yesterday. I have something regarding the Yi School Beauty here. Do you want to see it? If you want to see, buy me dinner. Send the location. I'll go over after work tonight. Inside a hotel private room at night, Liu Ryan sat on the sofa, took out an envelope from her bag, and placed it on the table. I reached out to take it. Senior Lin, don't rush. I'm afraid you don't know yet. She is just a fake heiress of the Yi family. Apart from her body, I'm afraid she can't give you anything. I am different. Didn't you have a crush on me before? Why did you suddenly turn around and carry her away? Was it because I didn't respond to you? Saying this, Liu Ryan slowly leaned closer. I reached out and patted her, I said. Before I was blind. Also, regardless of her identity. Her affairs have nothing to do with you. Give me the item. I had no patience to tangle with her here. I stood up to take the envelope on the table. Unexpectedly, Liu Ryan blocked it and hugged me directly. At this moment, the room door opened. Immediately after, I saw Yuaning walking in slowly. I cursed inwardly, instantly realizing Liu Ryan did it on purpose. Thinking fast, I raised both hands to show my innocence. Listen to my explanation. It was this woman who threw herself at me. I didn't do anything. Unexpectedly, after I finished speaking, Liu Ryan hugged tighter. Fortunately, Yuaning is a rational person. She immediately took a step forward, then reached out and grabbed Liu Ryan's hair. Pulling her back, Liu Ryan cried out in pain. Let go. What are you doing? Humph, you asked me what I'm doing. Liu Ryan, people already said they don't like you, yet you still throw yourself at them. How cheap are you? Get off. After saying that, she pushed Liu Ryan aside directly. I immediately handed the envelope on the table to her. Don't misunderstand. This woman said she had something related to you, so I came to get it. Seeing this, Liu Ryan stood up in exasperation. You two really hooked up. Yuaning, you fake heiress. Do you deserve Lin Fan? If you know what's good for you, leave him. Otherwise, neither of you will have a good ending. HMPH, since you are so confident, then about the car downstairs last night, and its license plate. You shouldn't be unfamiliar with it, right? Also, why did you drug him yesterday? And who was the person with you? Liu Ryan froze. How do you know everything? I spread my hands. Seems like you admitted it. You know what I do. Do you want to tell me here? Or come back to the police station with me to talk? Liu Ryan finally remembered my identity. I don't know what you are talking about. If you have evidence, show it. Without evidence, you are framing me. HMPH. I then took out my phone and waved it in front of Liu Ryan. You thought I couldn't film you because the surveillance was broken? I knew you were in the car. Could I not film you? Do you want to see what this is? Liu Ryan opposite me panicked instantly. Delete it for me. This time I hid the phone behind my back. Let's exchange. If you tell me who asked you to drug her, I will delete this. Liu Ryan was silent for a long time. Finally she sighed. Even if I tell you, you can't do anything to him. And I can't possibly come out to testify when the time comes. So he is quite powerful. Then you have to let us know who he is. Seeing this, Liu Ryan knew there was no choice. It's Yuaning's admirer. His name is Chen Su. He is the CEO of a listed company. Do you think you can bring him down? Very good. I have recorded what you just said. And simultaneously sent it to the investigation group. Someone is already checking now whether he was present that night. Just need to check, and we will know if what you said is true or false. Hearing this, Liu Ryan's face turned pale instantly. Everything I said is true. He wasn't at the scene at all back then. Others will take care of the subsequent matters. What are you mumbling about? Come with me to the police station first. You endangered others' health. And this drug isn't simple either. You have to explain the source clearly. Half an hour later, Yi Wanning and I slowly walked out of the police station. As for Liu Ryan, because she didn't cause substantial harm to Yi Wanning, the final punishment was only a 3-day detention. At this time, I looked at Yi Wanning. How was your interview today? The interview failed. The Yi family put out word not letting companies in related industries hire me. Don't they all say the fake heiress is favored, and the real heiress is jealous? Why is it different from the novel scripts I've read? Yi Wanning suddenly spoke hesitantly. Can I continue to stay at your place? When I find a job, I will pay you the rent and food money together. I nodded. Sure, but no rush. If you don't have enough money on hand, I can lend you some first. Just write me, and I owe you. Thank you for these 2 days. After returning home, the husky had been lying at the door bored for half a day. Seeing Yi Wanning return, he immediately started complaining. Owner, look, this servant you ordered is too unreliable. Said he would take me to play for a day, but ran out to have fun by himself at night. Yi Wanning naturally couldn't understand what he was saying, just looked at us with some amusement. Shall I cook noodles for you? Hearing the high cold school beauty wanted to cook for me, I immediately touched my stomach. Seems I wasn't full. At this time, Yi Wanning's phone rang. She answered the call while walking towards the kitchen. Immediately after, a piercing middle-aged woman's voice came from that end. Yi Wanning, our family raised you for so many years. Did you think this matter is over just because you turned and left? Mom, is something the matter? Don't call me Mom. I am not your mom. Yi Wanning, now there is a chance for you to repay us. I have already sent the address to your phone. This Mr. Liu likes innocent school beauties the most. You go settle him. Once this is done, we are completely square. Yi Wanning trembled with anger. Mom, what do you take me for? Taking the wrong child wasn't my fault. Even if not switched, I have my own parents. I am grateful you raised me for 20 years, but this doesn't mean I have to sacrifice myself for you. My small apartment isn't big, even if Yi Wanning kept her voice down in the kitchen. I could hear clearly. Hearing sobbing sounds from Yi Wanning's side, I hurried over and took the phone. Hello. What did you just say you want my wife for? HMPH. Didn't expect the dignified wife of the Yi Corporation CEO would actually force her adopted daughter to do such a thing. This call has already been recorded. If you don't want this recording to be made public, don't bother her in the future. My wife, thanks to your blessing, is very well-mannered, but as for the manners of those people I can't guarantee. After speaking, I hung up directly and saved the recording. Then I returned the phone to Yi Wanning. Don't be afraid. Forgot what I do. If they dare threaten you again, just report to the police. Yi Wanning hurriedly reached out to wipe her tears clean. Thank you. I really didn't expect they would actually make such a request. I reached out and patted her head, then pulled her into my arms. It's okay. I am here for everything. After a long time, Yi Wanning looked up at me with teary eyes. What you said just now was to fake. They will know with a little investigation. Then to prevent this lie from being exposed, how about we go get a certificate? Yi Wanning's bright eyes blinked, but soon lowered her head and sighed again. But I only have my ID card now. My household register is still at the Yi family, so I can't register for marriage with you. Maybe I have a way. But I want to ask, if we get the household register, are you willing to register with me? Yi Wanning slowly nodded. Her shy face looked like a red apple. Then she looked at me with surprise. So, what plan do you have? I looked at the husky beside me. Brother dog, if you go back to steal the household register, surely no one will guard against you. Whether your owner can marry me depends on you. But Yuan Bao didn't buy it at all. Seeing this, I had to use the ultimate weapon. Wanning, is it time for Yuan Bao to be neutered? How about we go tomorrow, ... Before I could finish, Yuan Bao beside me hurriedly barked loudly. Fine, you Lin fan. I'll go, okay? Yi Wanning looked at the man and dog in surprise. What you said? Can he understand? He understands. If you don't believe me, watch. Husky, go do 100 sit-ups for me right now. Under my threat. Yuan Bao had to obediently do it. Seeing this, Yi Wanning rubbed his dog head with a face full of surprise. Yuan Bao, you are so good, so cute. Then tomorrow when I go to work, we'll go together to near your home and drop off the husky. See if the Yi family lets him in.